we are back at it again, man. Just one day away from the opener. Oh, I'm feeling so good with my Mariners fitted. But for now, we got to get to the ladies, shall we? So let's go ahead and get to it. Welcome back to Eddie B TV. I am, of course, Eddie B. Nice to see y'all. And we are back at you again today for another reaction video. And another Women's Wednesday of stand-up comedy coming right at us one more time. And, you know, it's like I always say, I'm glad I kept the whole thing going, man. And still, we're going to keep pushing with this whole thing. So, yeah, we're going to get into another one from Sarah Millican today, y'all. All right. Well, since the first time I got into this lady, man, she's had me cracking up every single time. Don't always understand everything that comes from her because, you know, she is from another country and some phrases and customs and all that stuff I'm not too familiar with. So I got to get schooled on that from people who like Sarah Millican and you watch these videos. And yeah, overall, she's just been a very funny comedian. And yes, we're going to get into another one from her. And this one is going to be titled, Talking About My Dad. Okay. Well, hopefully this isn't another tear jerker, but at the same time, this is stand-up comedy, so got a little spit in there. This is stand-up comedy, so I'm sure I'm gonna be pretty safe on that end. So yeah, man, Sarah Millican, a very funny comedian, you know. I've heard that she's been on other stuff, you know, besides just doing stand-up and all that. And I'm pretty sure I'll get to some of that stuff eventually. I don't know when, but hey, we'll just take it as it goes and see what we come up with. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into this one, like I said. So, Sarah Millican with Talking About My Dad. And if you like this reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going. All right. So yeah, you know, it's been a little bit since I've gotten to a Sarah Millican clip. You know, I'm trying to spread all this out, get into some new female comics, you know, or just some new clips overall, and keep the laughs coming, you know. Like I've always said, you know, I haven't been really too into female stand-up comedy in my life, you know, but I've always said I have my favorites, and I'm adding new ones as this whole Women's Wednesday keeps going on. So let's go ahead and get to it. Sarah Millican with Talking About My Dad, right here on Eddie B TV, Women's Wednesday of stand-up comedy. Let's get our laugh on one more time for the ladies. And for the fellas too, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's get situated with this one here, and here we go.
My dad's a very friendly man. He likes to talk to people. He likes to talk to everybody. He likes to know people's names. He's the sort of person in a shop, he will read all of the name badges. So if we go in a shop, he gets his change off the lady on the till, he goes, "Thanks very much, Jean." I'm just glad that he stopped staring at an old lady's tit. We got a train last year from London up to Newcastle. Me, my sister, my mum and dad managed to get a table on the train. Awesome work. And we got really cheap first-class tickets because we booked them when I was about 9. And a lady got on the train and sat across from us on her own. And my dad was instantly sort of itching to talk to a stranger, must chat. And they did have a very minor conversation. My dad said something like, "It's not that cold down here, is it?" And the lady said, "No, it's much warmer than it is up north." That was it. That was the extent of the conversation. Yet my dad still saw fit, in 10 minutes' time, when the woman removed her cardigan, to go, da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Where he starts singing to her or something?
My dad has a mobile phone. He's getting on, he's nearly 70, he's got a mobile phone, and it's mostly for incoming, so me and my sister can text him to see we're all right, or we can ring him if we need him. He's not really bothered about texting out. He finds it a lot of faff, but doesn't really have the patience anymore. So to make his life easier, and fuck knows who taught him how to do this, he set himself a template text. Which he sends out regardless of the situation.
It says the same thing, right? All the time? I don't know.
And the template text says, "Champion, love Dad."
Champion, huh?
Regardless of whether I've won an award or been shitting myself all night, champion, love Dad. I've been trying to think of a question that I could ask him where that would be a really good answer. Like, and the only one I can come up with is, "Dad, what was the name of the Wonder Horse on the telly in the 80s?
Oh, man. That does sound like a horse's name, though.
But it was about this time last year that I was worried about my family. My mum and dad are both retired and both disabled. And I was worried about them sort of thinking before they put the heating on. You know, it was a very cold winter. sort of thinking, can we afford it before they put the heating on? And I said, you know what, you've looked after me all these years, including the 2. I moved back in after I got divorced. Never have kids, because I never properly fucking leave. I said, maybe I could start giving you a bit of a hand. Maybe I could start paying your heating bill. Not happy. Very proud people, my parents. There's a lot of sort of wrestling went on. I mean, verbal. I wanted to have my dad on the floor, popping out hips willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
They eventually agreed. They still weren't happy about it, but they agreed it's the most sensible option, started to pay for the heating bill. A month later, I went to visit them. My dad opened the front door, and he was just wearing vest and pants.
You keep the heat up for too long? What'd he do?
And I went, Dad, it's 3 in the afternoon. Why haven't you got any clothes on? It's boiling in there.
That's what I thought.
And I heard my sister shout from the kitchen, we've never even been on holiday anywhere this hot.
That's the end of it. Okay. That was a short one. But yeah, man, still funny, man. Someone else's interpretation of their parental units and all that good stuff. Yeah, very funny, man. Man, I gotta get into more Sarah Millican, man. That went by way too fast. All right, y'all, that was Sarah Millican with Talking About My Dad. Well, man, I guess I could probably unpack like a lot of hours talking about this, but I'll try and keep it as short as I can. I never knew my dad, my biological dad, but I was raised by my grandparents, as I've said many a times before. And the only way really to describe my pops really is just, loud. He's a very loud man, and I don't mean loud like obnoxious or nothing like that, but he was just loud, like when he says hi to you, you probably would have thought that there was guns going off or something. He'd be like, how you doing? I'm like, oh, okay, it's just my pops. But he was always a very loud person, man, a very assertive, strong, confident man when it came to what he knew and how he handled life. And that's always something that I liked about him, because I knew exactly what I was going to get. Even if I felt like sometimes I wasn't really prepared for it, you know what I mean? It's just like still caught me off guard sometimes, but yeah, still know what you're going to get from him. When she was talking about her dad, you know what I mean? I guess that's kind of why I said he was loud, because she said that her dad likes to talk to everybody, right? But my pops, man, he was always loud, but he was always polite. You know what I mean? A lot of manners, this man. If he would just see a stranger, you know what I mean? It was just him and another stranger, like outside the front of our house, somebody walking down the street or something. He was like, how you doing? Good to hear. You have a good one now. He would just always be so friendly and kind to people. But whenever somebody messed up, most notably this guy right here messed up, man, he knew how to turn on the anger like it was nothing, man. It's almost like he went from one area to the next. And it's like, you were just like, hey, Pops, how you doing? Oh, snap, I'm scared as hell, I mean, I was naturally scared of him, man, because he was a big dude. And, C-Dab, the CEO, has talked about it before. He had these giant hands, man. I swear he must have done some mischief with those hands, man, because every time, if I, like, shook his hand or, like, gave him one of these, like, what's up, Pops? Like, just... Oh, man, he could probably just tear my arm out the socket. His hands were so big, man. He was just a strong dude, man, and he was a no-nonsense dude, too, man, He knew how to be funny and all that good stuff, man, but if you ever try to step over any lines, man, he wouldn't hesitate to knock you on your ass. But, yeah, man, that's just one thing about him. Matter of fact, somebody schooled me on this. She started saying something like she started like a la 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 or da da da. I think that's what she was saying. What is that? What did that mean exactly? Was he like singing to her and it was kind of creepy or something, man? I didn't really get that part. Somebody schooled me on that. But yeah, man, it's like he knew when somebody didn't want to be bothered with him, he wasn't oblivious or nothing like that. But he always knew how to spark up a conversation, exchange pleasantries like it was nothing. Just overall a friendly dude. But yeah, talking about the texting, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he had the same house number, the whole time I've been alive. And he had a cell phone, just one cell phone, always had the same phone number. He wasn't about changing things up all the time. And if someone ever caused drama on his phone line, then he would just have your ass for that. Yeah, but yeah, don't ever tread on that man, man. He would mess you up. But he was very, very set in his ways, you know. And texting, as far as texting goes, hell no, he wasn't down for that. And his ways rubbed off on me a lot because, you know, I'm supposed to be a part of this new age with the technology and the texting. I hate texting. I just hate it. You know what I mean? All this goofy ass shit. You know what I mean? Just like, call somebody and talk to them. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know, and to hear people rationalize why it's such a cool thing to do and all this stuff, I just don't want to pay no mind to it. Do what y'all do. I mean, for the most part, man, you know, I'm forced to text, you know, because nobody answers calls anymore for the most part. I think I said this before, but nothing annoys me more when I try and call somebody and they don't answer, but then they text me back, what's up? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna smack the hell out of you, man. I just can't stand it. You know, I'll tell a quick story, a very quick one. The first time I ever found out what texting was, I was driving for the first time. I was 16 years old. And my mom, who let me borrow her car at the time, she texted me something, and she was just like, "Hey Thomas," and I got scared because I thought something trippy was happening with the phone. I'm dead serious when I say this, man. I was so scared that I thought something was messing with me, and then all of a sudden I ended up getting a hold of my mom, and I was like, "Hey Mom, something said, hey Thomas, man, like what's wrong with this phone?" And she was like, I sent you a message," and I'm like, "Sent me a message?" You know what I mean? I don't see no voicemails on here. And then she was and it's like, "No, I typed you a message." I'm like, "Mom, don't ever do that goofy shit again." Like, I didn't say goofy shit, obviously, but I was like thinking, don't ever do no goofy nonsense like that, man. I'm like, hey, first of all, I was driving a car and you freaked me the hell out. I could have crashed, but either way, why don't you just call me? You know, but yeah, man, I can't explain that to the young dumbasses these days. But other than that, man, when she was talking about how she wanted to help her dad with the heating bill, yeah, I don't think that my pops would have been down for that either. Very proud people as well. They always like to handle their own business, man, and they always did. Pops had a great credit score and paid his bills on time. Wasn't about, you know, pushing anything off to the side that you need to be responsible about. But it reminds me of another story, you know, like Richard Sherman, the football player. He used to play for my Seahawks, you know, and yeah, there was a story about how his dad worked as a garbage man, and even after Richard Sherman got money and, you know, became a star in the NFL, man, Pops didn't want to accept nothing from him. He still had his job, still worked hard, you know. It's just, you know, there's something to be said about that, you know, because there's a lot of people out there who become stars and their parents start just like, you know, just like hunting for money from them. I don't get that personally, man. I mean, if your parents need help, help them because they raised you and all that, but don't be just coming at me for money, man. Jeez, I know you raised me, but chill out on that. Like, for real, man. You taught me not to be some little beggar, but you begging from me? Sounds a little hypocritical if you ask me. But this is a very cool clip from her, you know what I mean? I like how people talk about their upbringings a little bit, how we're all different, and how you might look at some people out in the world and just think, how they end up doing something like that or saying something like this? Well, pay attention to who they was raised by, you know what I mean? And stop thinking that everyone's out to get you, you know? Some people are out there to get you, but, you know, just pay attention, you know what I mean? But overall, man, just a very funny clip from her, you know, talking about how she was raised. I got stories forever about people in my family, most notably my pops, man, because he is the one person that knows me, you know, the most, you know what I mean? He don't even know everything about me, and he's at the top of the list. So yeah, I got issues, y'all. That'll come out at a later date, like I always say too. But yeah, very funny clip from her, man. It was a short one, but still funny. I got to get some more of Sarah Millican one day. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off right there. One more time. Sarah Millican with Talking About My Dad. And if you like that reaction, please like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Keep everything going, like I always say. So yeah, man, it's been a little bit since I got to Sarah Millican, but this is a very funny clip from her, you know. I like when comedians talk about all kinds of things, man, but talking about their upbringings, you know what I mean, giving us a little insight as to why they are or why they might be the way that they are or whatever, that always interests me. You know, I don't really like zoning into celebrities' personal lives that much when it comes to like when they're not doing what they're professional at, you know what I mean? But, you know, if you're gonna tell some stories because you want to tell them, then hey, I'm all ears, you know what I'm saying? I like learning new things about people, and that's no exception. So yeah, man, this is gonna be Eddie B TV signing off. One more again here. Another clip for the Women's Wednesday folder of stand-up comedy that you guys can check out in my videos. It's on playlist and all that. You know, there's so much more to get to, and I know there is, man. But I feel good just knowing that Sarah Millican is on my list of female comedians to get to. She's amazing. She's funny as hell. You know, a little bit of a cutie pie herself, man, if I may say so, man. Some of y'all may not agree, man, but hey, that's on y'all. Don't tell me how to feel. So yeah, thank y'all for tuning in one more time to this one, man. I had fun getting to it. And like I always say, man, if you got any Sarah Millican clips that you would like me to get to, I got to probably go back and check the ones I've already watched for those suggestions. But yeah, go ahead and leave them to me in the comments, man. Keep it all coming, no matter what it is, and hopefully I can get to it sometime, you know. Hopefully y'all will be one of the lucky ones to see me scrolling down and just go, boop, let's do that one right there. Who did this one? Okay, such and such. Let's put it on there for a shout out or something. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in one more time, like I said. And until next reaction, love and appreciate y'all. Peace.